Welcome to this video on drawing roofs in PlansXpress. This video is a basic introduction to using the roof tools. During this video, I'll show you how to specify the roof, review the dimensions, and select a roof shape. I'll show you how to draw sections of roof, and I'll also show you how to draw some additional roof items, including the ceiling, purlins and binders, and rainwater pipes. My example design consists of a main apex roof and two apex valley roofs at the front of the house. Whilst the focus of this video is drawing apex roofs, you'll learn lots of skills which can be applied to different roof types. We've created some additional help content which shows you how to draw different roof configurations. I'll insert a link to that in the description underneath this video. I'm currently working in sketch mode to make the drawing page cleaner and easier to work with. Using sketch mode also helps the software run more quickly, as it doesn't have to keep redrawing the hatching. I'm going to start by placing some horizontal construction lines, which will help us place the roof and rainwater pipes. On the Drawing and Annotation tab, click the Horizontal Construction Line button. First, let's place a construction line to help set out the roof. The command window prompts you to give a point for the construction line. On the first floor plan, hover your cursor over the centre front wall of the house, on the outside of the wall. You might locate a midpoint or a nearest snap point. Click to place the horizontal construction line. Now let's add some construction lines to help with the placement of the downpipes. Hover your mouse over the inside of the back wall of the house. You should find a nearest snap point. Click to place the construction line. Now hover your cursor over the inside of one of the front projecting walls. As before, you should locate a snap point, perhaps a midpoint or a nearest point. Click to place a construction line. Now press the Escape key on your keyboard to drop the horizontal construction line tool. Now let's move on to the roof itself. For an apex roof such as this, we need to draw the roof in 3 sections. Always start with the main roof. In this case, it's an apex roof with gables at either end. First, go to the Roofs and Attic tab. Because there are many different roof and attic tools, we've grouped them together in their own tab, separate from the architectural menu. Click on the Roofs drop-down menu. For this example, I'm going to select the tiled cut roof option, so I can show you how to draw purlins and binders, but you'll also have the tiled truss roof option available to you if that's the roof specification you need to draw. For this example, I'm going to select the typical 40-degree cut roof template. The Dimensions wizard opens up. First, review the overall roof dimensions. Check the roof pitch and tweak it here if needed. You can also alter the thickness of the roof covering, in other words the tiles, and the roof structure if required. Click Next. Now review the structural information. If your roof has valleys and you're estimating it, take some time to consider the top option. Do the main roof rafters continue below the valley roof intersection? If you select No, the software will calculate the length of main roof rafters required on the basis that there are no rafters below the valley intersection. It will estimate valley rafters instead. If you select Yes, the software will estimate valley layboards. You'll need to do a couple of extra steps to ensure the roof structure under the valley intersection is estimated correctly. Firstly, you'll need to mark out the area of rafters underneath the valley roof intersection using the option in the Additional Roof Items dialog box. You'll also need to draw the wall plate supporting the valley. We'll come back to this later on. I'm going to select Yes, the rafters do continue underneath the valley intersection, so I can show you these additional steps. Check the rafter centres and the joist centres. These dimensions affect the output for estimating purposes. Check the other details, including the soffit widths and the height of the barge boards and fascias, which I'm going to change to 0.15 metres. Once you've reviewed these dimensions, click Next. The options on the next page aren't required for an apex roof, so I can click Next. Now review the tiling information. Ignore any options which aren't relevant to your roof type. For example, I can ignore the inputs on hip roofs. Consider whether the ridge is going to be a proprietary fixing system or a sand and cement pointed ridge. If you need to include sarking board in the estimate, click Yes. Review the spacing of the tile lath or battens. For a concrete interlocking pan tile, you'd need to change this to something like 0.3 metres for a 300mm spacing. Tweak the tile overhang if required. Click Next. And the final screen deals with finishing to the roof. For estimating purposes, indicate if the barge board and fascias and soffits need priming and decorating. Again, ignore any options which aren't relevant, so I can skip past the flat roof and gablet options. Click Finish. Now select the roof shape. As you can see, we have a number of options. An apex roof with gable ends, a hipped roof with hips at each end, an apex roof with barn hips, a mansard roof which has a pitch change so you can have a shallower or flat section on the top, a gambrel roof similar to an apex but with a pitch change on each face, a hipped roof with gablet, sometimes called a Dutch gable, and a lean-to or monopitch roof. For this example, I need to select the apex roof option. Depending on the type of roof you're drawing, different drawing methods are available to you. To draw sections of apex roof, you'll need to use the rectangular method. This simply means you draw a rectangle for each section of roof by placing two opposite corners of the rectangle. You then select the direction of the ridge. For our C-shaped roof, we'll need to draw three sections of roof, one for the main apex roof and one for each apex valley. For other roof types, there are different methods for drawing the roof, such as placing a roof on a closed circuit of walls in one click, or drawing a polyline around the external points of the roof. Take a moment to read the notes on this screen, as they give lots of advice on how to draw each roof type. Once you've selected your roof drawing method, click Finish. It's now time to draw the roof. Remember to draw the roof on the first floor plan so that it appears in the right place on the elevations and 3D model. Follow the instructions on the command window to draw your roof. The first instruction is to give the first corner of the roof, using the outer face of the wall. So remember, we're starting by drawing the main apex roof. Start by placing the first corner of the rectangle at the top left corner of the building. Remember to click on the outside of the wall. The next instruction is to give the opposite corner of the roof. We're going to use the construction line we placed earlier to help with that. Place the opposite corner of the rectangle at the bottom right corner of the main part of the building. You should find an intersection point there where the construction line meets the outside of the wall. Click to place the opposite corner of the roof here. The final instruction is to give the roof direction or orientation. Your cursor now controls the direction of the ridge. Move your cursor so the ridge is running horizontally across the screen. Then click to place the ridge. After you've drawn a section of roof, a dialog box opens up asking if you want to add any additional items. The options available here will vary depending on whether you've selected a cut roof or a truss roof. For a cut roof, you have the option to add a flat or vaulted ceiling, to draw rafters and a wall plate below the valley intersection. We'll come back to this after we've drawn the valleys. You can also draw purlin struts, binders, purlins, flat roof upstands and rainwater pipes. In addition, you can mark out an area of roof to be stripped. We'll finish drawing the roof before adding any additional items, so click Done for now. Let's add the apex valley roofs now. Click on the icon at the top of the Roofs menu to draw another apex roof. Clicking the icon tells PlansXpress that we want to draw another section of roof with the same specification. This means we won't be shown the dimensions wizards. The software remembers the dimensions you entered and the estimating options you selected when you previously went through the dimensions wizard. So the pitch is the same, the height of the barge boards and fascias are the same, and so on. The software takes us directly to the roof type selection screen. Select Apex Roof as before. As before, we're going to draw the front sections of roof using the rectangular drawing method. Click Finish. Let's start by drawing the apex valley roof on the left projection. I'm going to place the first corner on the right hand corner of the projection. Now I need to place the opposite corner. Take care when doing this. When drawing valley roofs, make sure you extend the rectangle right up to the main roof ridge. This will ensure PlansXpress draws a full valley. If the rectangle doesn't go far enough up the slope of the main roof, you might end up with a squared off top to your valley. With your cursor over the midpoint where the main ridge hits the outside of the wall, click to place the opposite corner. Finally, click to select the ridge direction for the valley. Click Done to the box asking if you want to add additional roof items. Repeat this process to draw the other apex valley. Click on the icon at the top of the Roofs menu, select Apex Roof, place the first corner on the inside of the right hand projection, then move your cursor up to the ridge, locate the midpoint and click to place the opposite corner. Finally, click to select the direction of the ridge. We can see from the 3D view that the valley has now been drawn, and the Draw Additional Items window appears again. This time we'll add the roof accessories we need. I'm going to start by adding the ceiling. The ceiling appears in the 3D view, so it's a good idea to place it even if you're not estimating the plans. Click Flat Ceiling for Cut Roof. Check the joist centres and review the other dimensions, the end bearings, spacing of joist noggins, width of rafters and so on. Select whether you want to insulate the ceiling, plaster and decorate it, and finally set the height of the ceiling. This will set the ceiling height in your 3D model. Once you've reviewed those, click Finish. The command window prompts you on what to do next. It's telling us to give the start point of the ceiling. Click on one internal corner of the house. Now the instructions prompt us to give the next point. Continue clicking around the perimeter of the ceiling in this way. You might need to zoom in at various points to make sure you click accurately. When you get to the penultimate corner, press the C key on your keyboard to close the loop. So that's the flat ceiling in place. Some of the additional roof items are important if you're planning to estimate your plans by importing them into PlansXpress. One item which will affect the estimate output is the rafters below valley intersection. As I've selected the option in the Dimensions wizard to extend the main roof rafters underneath the valley roof intersection, I need to mark out this area so the additional area of rafters is estimated. Click Rafters Below Valley Intersection, confirm the rafter centres for the main roof, and then click Finish. Follow the on-screen instructions to mark out the valley roof intersection. First select the roof plane of the main roof. To do this, click on the eaves line of the main roof. Now I need to draw a polyline to mark out the additional area of roof rafters. This is exactly the same process as we followed for marking out the area of ceiling. Click on each of the points of the triangle, and I can press the C key to complete the triangle. I'm going to repeat this process for the other valley. Select Rafters Below Valley Intersection, review the roof rafter centres, select the roof plane, so again select the eaves line of the main roof, and then click your way around the valley roof intersection. I can click back to where I started, or alternatively press the C key on the keyboard. The other structural thing I need to consider for this scenario is adding the wall plate to support the rafters. The software doesn't know there's a wall plate there unless we add it in. Click Wall Plate below Valley Intersection, check the wall plate strap fixing centres, click Finish. I'm going to switch to Detail mode to mark out the wall plates. To do that, go to the Views and 3D tab and click Toggle Drawing Mode. I can now see the inner and outer leaf of my external walls. So I'm going to zoom in on the left-hand valley intersection, click to place one end of the wall plate, and click to place the other end of the wall plate. Once you've done that, press the Escape key on your keyboard to indicate that you've finished drawing this length of wall plate. Now I can repeat this for the other valley. I'm now going to add purlins, binders and rainwater pipes, which will also be included in the estimate when importing the plans into PlansXpress. Select the purlins option. I'm first going to draw the purlin across the rear slope of the main roof. To make the screen clearer, I'm going to switch back into sketch mode. To draw the purlin, I'm going to place my cursor over the gable roof line, halfway between the roof ridge and the eaves line. Here you should locate a midpoint. Click to place one end of the purlin on the midpoint. Now locate the mid or perpendicular point at the other end of the roof. Click to place the end of the purlin. Then press the Escape key on your keyboard to drop the purlin drawing tool. Repeat these steps to place the purlin on the other slope of the roof. Click Purlins. Locate the midpoint and place the start of the purlin. Locate the perpendicular point at the other end of the roof and click to place the purlin. Again press the Escape key. You can also add a symbol for purlin struts if required. Now I'm going to draw the binders. Select the binders option, and I'm going to place the binders 100mm above the purlins. To do this, I'm going to use the R key to place the binder relative to the purlin. Locate the endpoint at one end of the purlin. Whilst hovering over the endpoint, press the R key on your keyboard. In this case, I'm going to press the Up key to indicate that I want the binder to start up the page from this endpoint. Type in the distance to the start of the binder, which is 100mm, and press the Enter key or click OK. So now we've placed the start of the binder. The software has switched to dimension mode, but we want to switch back to snap mode. You can do that by pressing the F7 key on your keyboard or by clicking the snap button at the bottom of the drawing area. Now locate the perpendicular point at the opposite end of the roof. Click to place the binder. As before, press the Escape key to finish. Repeat for the binder on the other face of the roof. Click Binders. Hover your cursor over the start of the purlin. Press the R key. Now press the down arrow. Type in 100mm. Press the Enter key. Switch back to snap mode. And locate the perpendicular point on the opposite end of the roof. Click to place the binder and press the Escape key. I'm going to finish by adding rainwater pipes to the plans. If we place the symbols, the rainwater pipes will then be included in the estimate. Select Rainwater Pipe for sloping roof. Review the gutter and downpipe options. Check the downpipe fixing centres, then the number of stop ends for this length of gutter. Enter the number you need for this section of downpipe. I'm going to change that to 1. Once you've reviewed the dimensions, click Finish. Now all we need to do is click to place the downpipe symbols. I'm going to start by placing the downpipe on this construction line at the back of the house. When placing something small like this, it can help to zoom in to place more accurately. Click once to place the downpipe, and then click again to set the orientation. Repeat this process to place rainwater pipes on the other corners of the building, using the construction lines as a guide. Once you've finished placing the additional items, click Done. If you realise you need to draw additional roof accessories at a later point, when you're not in the process of drawing the roof, you can still access all the roof additional items. On the Roofs and Attics tab, on the Roofs drop-down menu, select Sloping Roof Accessories. From here you can add binders, purlins, rainwater pipes, ceilings and so on in exactly the same way. This is where you access these tools when you're not drawing the roof itself. I'm going to add 2 more downpipes on the inside of each of the valleys, placing them relative to the external wall. I'm going to add 2 more downpipes on the inside of each of the valleys. So I'm going to select rainwater pipe for sloping roof, review the dimensions as before, click Finish. This time I'm going to place the rainwater pipes relative to the external wall. Hover your cursor over the external side of the wall, press the R key on your keyboard, then press the left arrow key to place the downpipe to the left of the wall. Type in 100mm to place it 100mm from the wall, then click OK, or press the Enter key on your keyboard. Finally, click to register the orientation of the downpipe. I can then click on the downpipe icon on the top of the Roofs menu and place the downpipe on the other side in exactly the same way. Hold my cursor over the external side of the external wall, press the R key on my keyboard, press the right arrow key this time, enter the distance from the wall that I want to place the downpipe, which is 100mm, press the Enter key, and then finally click to select the rotation of the downpipe. You'll notice that the downpipes appear on the plans but not in the 3D view. As always, save the drawing once you've completed a stage. Thanks for watching this introduction to drawing roofs in PlansXpress. If you have any questions or queries, please get in touch with our tech support team.